Hey there, Mr. Thayer from the Syracuse Academy of Science and Citizenship with another third grade math lesson. We are looking at Module 2, Lesson 20. Estimate differences by rounding to solve problems. Okay? Today, we've been practicing our rounding, we've been estimating, we've been doing all those things. What I want to demonstrate for you today is that there are multiple ways to solve problems in terms of using our estimating and our rounding. So what I did is we took the concept problem that is in there, and I'm going to show you 3 ways that we can walk through this problem and solve it. All right. One is definitely going to give us the correct answer, but the other 2 are going to be ways that we can round things to kind of get, an estimate of what the answer might be in a pinch, or just to kind of make things a little bit easier on ourselves. Okay, so the problem we have here is 362 minus 198. And I'm going to break this down 3 different ways for you. Okay, the very easy way of doing this is just to come over here and just solve the problem. 362 minus 189. So right here, we are going to borrow from the 6. We're going to make that 12. 12 minus 9 equals 3. We got 5 here. We're going to have to borrow again over here. Make this a 2. 15 minus 8 equals 7. And 2 minus 1 equals 1. Okay? So just doing the basic math right there, just doing the subtraction of 362 minus 189 gives us 173. Okay? That's what we are used to when we solve problems. We've been doing this since, kindergarten, first grade. We've just been taking the numbers, lining them up, and just subtracting them and getting an answer. So that's 173. Now, we could also do it 2 other ways. We can round by 100 and we can round by 10. Let's check out what happens when we just take those numbers and see what happens. So 362, we're going to round by 100 first. So let's go back to what we talked about with the with our vertical lines and making ourselves a number here. So 362, we're going to round by 100. We're either going to round up to 400 or we're going to round down to 300. Okay? And we know 350 is in the middle. Okay, so we have 362. We know 362 is right about there. So that's going to tell us to round up. We're going to round up. We're going to round up to 400. Okay, now let's tackle that 189. Okay, 189 is going to tell us we're going to either round up to 200 or we're going to round down to 100. So round down to 100 or round up to 200. 150 is our middle marker here, our midway point. 189, as we can see, is probably way up here. So that is telling us that we're going to round up to 200. Okay? So look at how easy that one just became. By rounding by 100, we get 400, we get 200. 400 minus 200, that's easy to subtract. Look at that. Our answer is 200. Okay? It's a little bit different. I know, it's a little bit off, but that was what we did by just rounding it by 100. It took us a few minutes just to kind of go through it, and we got our answer of 200 right here. Okay? Let's do the same thing, but now let's round by 10. So we're going to look right here. Okay? So for 362, rounding up would give us 370, or rounding down would give us 360. Okay? Our midway point is going to be 365. Okay? So 362 is right below that. So obviously that's going to tell us from all the work we've doing, we're going to round down to 360. Okay? And now we have 189. We're going to look at that 8. We're either going to round up to 190 or we're going to round down to 180. So up top here is 190. Down here is 180. And our midpoint is 185. 189 is way up there. That's way closer to 190. So we know we're going to round up to 190. Okay? And then we do our subtraction here. 0 times 0, or 0 minus 0. Okay? We're going to have to borrow here 16. Make that a 2. We know that's 7. And that's 170. Okay? So we did this 3 ways. Look what we came out with here. We did 173 was the correct answer if we just did the subtraction the way it was. We rounded by 100, and we got the answer of 200, 400 minus 200, okay? And then here we rounded by 10, and we got the answer of 170, okay? That's pretty darn close when we did the rounding like that, okay? So remember, when we tackle these problems, you can always, if they're looking for estimates or just ways of doing it, you can always round numbers to make it a little bit easier on yourself, okay? That's the great thing about math. Sometimes you can count by tens or estimate or use different ways to kind of help you out. We did that right here. We showed that we were able to get 3 answers for that problem just by doing the simple math here, rounding by 100 and rounding by 10, okay? This is, like I've said before, this is one of those practice things. This is one of those things where you need to get a bunch of those problems in front of you. You need to break them down. You need to estimate and round and do all that good stuff, and it will come to you, all right? Mr. Thayer signing off right now on Module 2, Lesson 20. Get into that exit ticket, work on that estimating, and see what you guys come up with. Like I said, put the practice in. I will talk to you soon.